Hi, AI for music generation. Today I would like to talk about what is under the hood of my heavy metal composer. But before that, please be so kind. If you didn't subscribe to my channel yet, it's an invitation to do so. Leave a like, and if you have a question or comment, use the comment section. Looking forward to reading from you. In the previous videos I talked about and I showed my music composer that uses deep learning for actually composing heavy metal music. And before I talk about HuggingFace, wink wink, here is a little composition, which I'll just do right now with the AI. So there's some drums, here's a bass, and here's the guitar. Let's listen to that. Okay, it's a nice riff, maybe a good start for a song. I mean, you can continue from here and create more bars with that, but well, that's not what I would like to talk about today. What I would like to talk about today is what is the driving force behind, the AI music that I'm doing here. So the workhorse, the single component that really helps me is I use HuggingFace. So HuggingFace is something that I kind of always knew existed. People were talking about this and always saying great things about HuggingFace, but it took me some time to actually find the time to use HuggingFace myself. So last year at around Easter, I found the time, so I had some days off and I started to do this rock and roll music, heavy metal, AI music exercise. And the first thing I did is I started learning more about HuggingFace and actually with the intention to train a neural network on the data that I have. Remember, the data that I'm talking about are 7,000 heavy metal songs. Well, most of them are heavy metal songs. As I recently found out, there's also a little rock music in it, which is, well, same ballpark. But nevertheless, so there's the data part, data preparation part, and there's also the deep learning part. And HuggingFace really helped me with that. So I had a choice. That was like at the crossroads. The choice was either I would implement a transformer for music generation from scratch using TensorFlow and or PyTorch, would be the same, or I use HuggingFace. And well, HuggingFace is made for that. HuggingFace provides you with all the functionality for you to either, well, just use pre-trained neural networks, fine-tune a pre-trained neural network on your dataset, or train your neural network from scratch. And most of those neural networks that are available are transformers. So those language models, including the large language models that use self-attention as their core component. After reading the MMM research paper, I got really inspired to do some experiments using GPT-2. GPT-2 is one of the language models from OpenAI, and it's available in HuggingFace. So here is, I think this is, GPT-2 trained on English. Maybe there are also other languages represented there, and for a couple of days now, there's also a single music model, GPT-2, that generates music in the style of Johann Sebastian Bach. Well, this is my model that I uploaded recently. And well, there's a big relationship between those language models and music. Because, well, music is a human language. It's not the spoken or written natural language that we're doing. So it's something that has its own, like a notation, has its own rules, and goes in certain directions that natural language usually does not go. But still, they have a huge overlap. But if you manage to take music data that you have and map it to something that could be represented as a text, you're immediately in the NLP domain. So reducing music modeling or music generation to language generation is just the exercise that I did. So I took all those files and I pre-processed them. And this pre-processing took a little time to just get the pipeline up and running and then actually pre-process the data, and finding the data also very important. And then it came to the training part, and I had all my sound music data lying on my hard drive as text files. And then I just had to import those text files into a pipeline. This pipeline just fed data into the neural network for training. And I seem to remember that the whole implementing GPT-2 training in HuggingFace was just a walk in the park. It was really straightforward. I found one or two tutorials, and then I was immediately enabled to do these exercises and experiments. So For you, well, if you're curious, please have a look at HuggingFace. You will not regret it. It's just great. It definitely helped me a lot. It saved me a lot of time. Again, just 2 days spending with the deep learning part, and this deep learning part has been stable since 2021 around Easter. And the neural network that I have trained then, I'm still using today. So it's still very stable and very, very reliable in its implementation. So there you go. I use HuggingFace a lot and I like it a lot. Thank you very much. Have a great day.